So,
Pupper dogger.
Yeah, little baby pupper.
Asher is a big old boy, but he is still little baby pupper.
Asher is chunk.
All dog is puppy.
All dog is pupper. Yes. Wolf pups are just so precious. You see a litter of them, you're just like, oh.
I mean, even a full-grown wolf, I'm just like, big puppy.
Yeah.
I mean?
Nah, I get you. I get you 100%. Yeah, wolves are something that honestly scare me, but at the same time, I can't help but be in awe.
I mean, it depends on where you're at, too. Like,
yeah, there's that, too.
Around here, you're not really likely to run into a pack of wolves, but, like, if you're out in, like, Alaska, the chances of you running across a pack of wolves that actually hasn't found anything to eat in a while is a little bit higher, and therefore you could become the pack's dinner, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, around here, like, you just got to worry about stray dogs. Up in Alaska and Canada, like in the Yukon, oh, dude, good luck. You know who is here to educate us on the candid affairs of the canine family? Mr. Casual Geographic himself. And let's get up on screen, and here we go.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Holy crap.
No. You don't want no smoke.
I apologize for my outburst. When from the hood, it's from the wood.
That's awesome.
I was going to say, the only one that would top that one is if it was the one video where that one dog was, like, barking, like, boo, 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 boo. And then the big dog comes in and just goes, woo! And then, like, the little dog goes, and then do a freeze frame on the little dog and just be like, he looked up at the big dog, he's like, can you repeat that? I couldn't understand you over the sound of me shitting myself.
Yeah.
That'd be the best Uncle Ruckus clip. That's probably one of my favorite Uncle Ruckus clips.
Said, but he understood. Blood realized he is not that guy.
Exactly.
What y'all know about the timber wolf? Also known as the northwestern wolf of Alaska and Canada, the timber wolf is arguably the largest wolf walking the earth and at a length of up to 7 feet and a max weight of over 150 pounds. If you're expecting an unhinged husky when you see a wolf, your expectation is going to be subverted like the Titanic. Now this is a fennec fox, and at an honest 3 pounds, this sand chihuahua weighs about as much as the MacBook I'm editing this on. But both fennec foxes and lupus final bosses are two ends of the canine spectrum, and today I'm going to try to talk about every canine-coded creature out there. But before I do, I should probably address something.
Big old ears.
I made a video on the top 10 most misunderstood animals, and I honestly don't know how I yacked for almost 17 minutes and didn't once mention wolves. Forget top 10. There might not be 5 animals we've gotten more wrong about. First things first, there's no alpha wolf. It doesn't exist. I will fight you. The thing is, the guy that came up with Alpha Wolf did so in a book after watching Wolves in Captivity. David Meck would then spend the rest of his career trying to take it back, imploring people not to buy the book and even trying to get printing presses to stop publishing it. But like a drunk Friday night tattoo, the alpha thing stuck no matter how hard he tried to scrub it off. In real life, the wolf pack is just a family. The 2 alphas are really just the 2 parents, and the rest are just generations of the kids that haven't left to make their own pack yet. And because I know a certain demographic's gonna try to fight me on that, I'm gonna say this. When the term alpha male was first used academically in 1921 by Monica Sumra, she wasn't talking about wolves. She was talking about chickens. A literal pecking order. Not even like roosters. I'm pretty sure she was on about vindictive hens.
Big chicken.
I'm gonna just let that marinate. But yeah, alpha wolves don't exist. At least not in the wild. I'm sure if you take a bunch of wolves that don't know each other and put them behind a fence, pack politics will look...
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. It's like, well, once again, it's the same thing as like a prison thing. It's like, when you're in prison, there is the alpha dog. There are those who are at the top you do not fuck with. And basically, it's the same, like, we're animals, just like wolves. I mean, it stands to reason that, you know, it was only whenever it's like you see wolves in captivity and shit like that.
It's just funny that the whole like alpha male thing is actually based off of something that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, bro, I'm that real alpha male. You know, like bro, you don't even know, bro. I'm so alpha that I've never fucked a girl, man. I'm so alpha, you know, there's not a girl that can handle me. Such bullshit.
So alpha, I turned out every woman that's ever given me a chance.
Bro, I'm so alpha, I'm gay as fuck, bro. like, nah, bro. Like, women, no. I only fuck bros.
But that's kind of like writing a book on human nature based on studying folks in max security. And unlike prison, a wolf pack is actually structured to avoid infighting. As a rule, you usually get 5 to 9 wolves in a pack. And because nature hates rules, in 2011, there was a pack of 400-something wolves terrorizing the town of... I'm gonna say Verkoyansk. Where they allegedly murdered 30 horses in 4 days. Yeah, only in Russia. The alpha thing's not the only thing we've gotten wrong about wolves. We've been doing them dirty for decades. Like that time we thought wolves were pets.
Seeing that one on the road, by the way, like, so when you see wolves,
not the only thing we've gotten wrong about wolves.
Like media, a lot of the times I notice there's a thing that people get wrong, which is they don't realize exactly how big they are.
They're freaking massive.
Yeah, and everybody assumes like they're like a slightly bigger version of a dog, but like they're really big.
They are. Well,
like,
here's
it crossing the road right there. You can tell, like it takes up a lane almost.
Yeah. Here's the thing you need to understand about dogos. The ones that we have, the domesticated ones, they're the nice ones.
And they were purposefully bred to be reduced in size.
Exactly. Now there are those that are bred to be bigger. You know, Irish wolfhounds, like bull mastiffs. Those guys are they're bred for like size. You know, American bullies, Rottweilers. Yeah, I get that.
And part of those big ones were actually bred in order to like protect herd animals from wolves.
Yeah, well, that's the wolfhound, dude. The Irish wolfhound is a freak of nature in terms of just how big it is.
Wolves, we've been doing them dirty for decades. Like that time we thought wolves were pets when actually... You remember when I said nature's like a Jenga tower and some animals are the block that can bring it all down? The op of riding hood is a keystone species that stabilizes the ecosystem. We know that because after humanity went ahead and wiped wolves off the Yellowstone census, the elk started wilding and eating all the plants, the songbirds and beavers that needed the plants went ghost, and without beavers, everything was damned. Not to mention, the one animal people arguably hated more ran through America. But we'll get to that. All that, and wolves actually kill less than 1% of livestock, and that was the whole reason we went ahead and played God in the first place. There's more too, like the fact that wolves are actually scared shitless of people, to the point where they'll avoid buildings, roads, and even the sound of a snowmobile can stress them.
Damn.
Big bad wolf has only killed less than 40 people in North America, and about 30 of those happened before the 1900s. Meanwhile, this shit was last year. There's also little fake facts that personally grind my gears, like wolves don't howl at the moon. They howl mostly to communicate they face the moon because unless you're rallying earthworms, if you're making an announcement, you're probably facing up. They also howl to mark their territory, and sometimes they just do it for pack bonding.
That's so cool. Thank you.
And then you got Tumblr's contribution. No, actually the opposite. It's the leaders of the pack, you know, the parents that, lead. And unless you're Norman Bates Jr., you wouldn't put your crippled grandmother in front to deal with all the unbroken snow. And I don't know what to say about this, except Hollywood and Wattpad have ruined the way some of y'all think about wolves. Into the Omegaverse as Pope. But yeah, wolves might be the most maligned animal out there, but I will say their PR has gotten way better. Meanwhile, coyotes have been catching more smoke than hot dogs in July. Wolves hate coyotes off
just throw a live coyote in the trash.
Meanwhile, coyotes have been catching more smoke than hot dogs in July.
I think he's just putting it in there until animal control gets there.
Could be.
I mean, at least I hope that's what's going on.
Sit on the lid to just be like, I'm just going to keep this here until they get here to get this guy.
Yeah, well, because look at this. There's a little chihuahua there, and I guarantee you that bastard came on the property to grab that little guy.
Probably after the little guy.
And then he was just like, nope. And I guarantee he held it down, and he was just like, you stand there until animal control gets here.
He probably got it by the tail and realized he was strong enough to pick it up by the tail, and he was like, into the trash with you.
Into the garbage bin.
Wolves hate coyotes off principle. Eagles and crows hate them because they fight for the same scraps. Trauma donkeys don't rock with anything canine. And a coyote can breathe and earn a cougar's wrath. And let a bear get a hold of one and shit gonna really get grisly. Even more.
I was gonna say, like bears as well, dude. Like North American, like Kodiak bears.
Twain's written diss track towards coyotes was the honest-to-God inspiration for a pain magnet of a Looney Tune. Nah, but the contempt for coyotes wolves have is different. I've shown this clip like 20 times. And I'm gonna do it again, because you only need one wolf, maybe two if you're conservative, to get the job done. Do you know what it takes to motivate an entire pack to turn you into past tense? They basically Rodney King to Coyote. But don't feel too bad, because Coyote's low-key won in the end. You see, when America was at war with wolves, there were also often coyotes like they were made of oil. But because coyotes are canine cockroaches, the attempts to cancel coyotes only led to more coyotes. The prairie pup apparently has a roll call, essentially a census where a female will call out, and if she doesn't hear a lot of coyotes back, it'll actually trigger a metabolic change to produce a bigger litter. And one thing they have that wolves don't is coyotes are fusion fission, meaning you can catch them in a pack, but if things ever get critical, they can break apart, split up, and spread out. The reality is, generations of being a wolf's chew toy prepared coyotes for everything humanity could possibly throw at them. Studies say you could Thanos snap 75% of a coyote population every year for 50 years straight, it still won't dent them. Today, you can find a coyote in every state that isn't Hawaii, and it was humanity's hate boner that Ubered them. And that's why I love them. Like I said,
it's crazy to me, like, we have the most generic selection of animals around here in the wild.
Yeah.
Like, but somehow we now have coyotes as well. And I'm just like, that is the weirdest animal we have here, I think.
Well, the one
except possibly the fact that I swear to God I've seen a mountain lion here. I swear I fucking saw something cross the interstate one night in front of me. It was far away, but there's nothing else that has a tail like that I know of.
Fair enough.
It was big.
I respect game, especially since at one point the wolf population in America was so down bad. Something, life finds a way, something, now we have coy wolves. In some places, virtually every wolf in the area has coyote DNA in it. Can I remind you that wolves are literally prejudiced towards the very animal they ended up getting Genghis Kong'd by? That's like if Thomas Jefferson was alive to see what would become of his bloodline. And considering you can find a coyote in Burbank, Orlando, and
I think Thomas Jefferson would be fine with it. I really don't think he'd care.
Bronx, safe to say, they won the war, but foxes might have won the game of life. The wild carnivore with the most real estate on Earth isn't the leopard. It's not a type of eagle, it's the red fox. You can find foxes anywhere short of a penguin playground, and out of all wild dogs, foxes have the most range. Of course, you have the red, the most well-known fox, but also a lesser-known menace to other foxes. There's my personal favorite, the Arctic fox. Look at that canine cotton go. There's a terminally unamused Tibetan fox. Look at this dude. The aforementioned dune puppy, the fennec fox. And how can you forget the cross fox? Which is really just a mutated red fox. But I'm gonna shout out a shiny when I see one. Foxes were small enough and just cute enough to dodge the smoke everyone had for coyotes, which is why foxes are one of the few animals to actually do better in cities, with close to 500,000 living in the UK. Foxes are basically dogs running cat software. They move like canine ninjas, they're mostly nocturnal, and they have vertical slits for pupils. And some, like the gray fox, have semi-retractable claws to climb trees. Yeah, foxes are an anomaly. But if foxes are an anomaly, jackals are a conundrum.
Jackals, holy shit.
They're like the most cat of all the doggos.
Yes.
Pretty much old world coyotes, and they virtually have the same niche, so I won't go on about that. But I'm gonna explain why I call them a conundrum. As far as we know, there are 3 species of jackals: the black-backed, the side-striped, and the golden jackal. One of these is not like the other. I'm gonna need y'all to lock in, because this will get confusing. So
I would say the golden jackal.
The one on the left looks like it's been fucking taxidermied. Looks like a shit taxidermy job.
Yeah. I just keep seeing those taxidermy fail pictures.
Yeah.
A derpy face, like just you see that fox just like staring at it, just like.
So between these 3, the golden jackal isn't even closely related to the other 2. In fact, the golden jackal is actually closer to wolves and coyotes. Make sense?
No.
Because it only gets more confusing. Okay, so golden jackals are found in Africa and Eurasia, and for a while we assumed they were the same species, but you know what they say about assuming. Turns out the golden jackal of Eurasia diverged from the wolf-coyote common ancestor 1.9 million years ago. The African variety followed suit 1.3 million years in the past. So not only are there about 600,000 years of separation, African jackals are that much closer to wolves. So much that it was never a jackal at all. So now we say Africa has a golden wolf. So recap, 3 types of jackals, 2 types of golden jackals. Golden jackals aren't closely related to the other jackals. One of the 2 types of golden jackals is actually more related to wolves, and the other is an actual wolf. Also, this has nothing to do with anything, but I just wanted to add that jackals took a cue from coyotes. Something, Jurassic Bark, something, we have jackal-dog hybrids. One man bred a jackal dog to sniff out airport explosives. Why didn't I think of that? Next are dingoes. Dingoes are weird. No, like literally, they're really weird for a...
I respect it. Why is it that funny?
Only in fucking Australia. Dragging a shark out of the water and eating its ass.
I don't know if it dragged it out or if it just found it there washed up and I was like, oh, sushi.
It's just the thought, dude. The thought. You're just...
That it literally went swimming in the ocean and brought that fucker back out with it.
Just all of a sudden it sees a shark fin in the shallows, and it's just like, that. You just hear Michael Jordan, it's like, and I took that personally. And then it just goes out and wants all the smoke with the shark, drags its ass out, and it's just like, yeah, you thought you was something, wasn't you? You think you... Oh, sorry, no, sorry, he's Australian. He's like, oh, you really thought you was something, did you, mate? Yeah, now you're on the fucking beach and I'm eating your ass.
We're down here on the beach, Charlie. It's like, you know what would make this better? Seafood.
Seafood? So, seafood? I got you, bro. Watch this. Like, holy hell, Charlie. Did you really just drag a shark out of the water? It's like, you fucking ain't right it in, mate. He's like, hey, you want some calamari too? Think I saw an octopus over there.
Dog. Dingoes are freakishly flexible and can turn their heads 180 degrees.
Well, that's
they have
disturbing.
wrists that can rotate like ours to the point where Houndini
Like an
can
owl.
unlatch gates and even turn doorknobs. They can
Are you
The
serious?
Velociraptors.
They got the head dexterity of an owl and... dude.
climb trees.
What?
Because of course they can. By the way, don't look up Dingo Tree, you will regret it. They're the
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
I don't.
top land predator of
Yeah, we can't show that.
Australia, and they have the widest jaws of any canine. Wonder where they got that from.
Ooh.
Dingoes also have no body
That's scary.
odor, and
No, I know, right?
jaws of any canine.
That both of those are terrifying. Fucking dingoes, dude.
Wonder where they got that from. Dingoes also have no body odor and are the main reason a prison steroid bunny chooses waterboarding as a defense tactic. You'd expect a dog molded by Australia to be built different. The only thing stranger is where exactly they came from. Some say dingoes are pet dogs that saw Australia as free real estate, and others, they swear dingoes have been here for 10,000 plus years. But after a whole lot of debating, seems like we finally come to a consensus. Dingoes were more than likely airdropped by sea-traveling humans from the islands of Southeast Asia and China some 5,000 years ago, where they stayed isolated from anything canine until European settlers pulled up much later. Before that, dingoes
Really?
had this relationship with indigenous Australians. Not exactly like
Aboriginals,
pets,
yeah.
but they were chill with each other. After years of plot development, they would become the kangaroo nightmare we know them as today. They've been compared to New Guinea singing dogs, Carolina dogs, and Indian pariah dogs. And if you look close enough,
Very similar. I mean, this is possibly like India from Southeast Asia. I mean, the Indian pariah dog, very similar in terms of the build.
yeah, I can see it. There is another argument as to whether dingoes are their own thing or just another subspecies of wolf. The way I see it, dingoes aren't from there, but they were brought there, and they've been there long enough to have a defined role in the system, and now you can't tell the history of the country without talking about them. Kind of like... Yeah, never mind. Happy Juneteenth. Yeah, but at this point, dingoes are definitely their own thing, which makes people wanting them dead crazy. Basically, dingoes took a page from coyotes and jackals and got busy with the feral dogs around them. Problem is, some people use that as a loophole to justify murking dingoes on sight, since they could be like, oh, it's a hybrid, so it's not pure, so it's not protected. But
Bullshit.
contrary to popular belief, pure dingoes come in many colors, and most dingoes tested came back as pure. The way I see it, dingoes earned their spot at the Australian lunch table, even if one really did eat her baby. That's not a joke. A lot of y'all owe this woman an apology. So most canines are
That's true. Dingo actually did eat her baby, so...
obviously social, and like I said, coyotes go with whatever's most convenient. But there's one dog that weaponizes the power of friendship better than arguably any other animal, and that is, of course, the African wild dog. Can y'all see that? Yeah, there. They have a put you on a shirt rate of 80%. Mostly
Yep.
because they're like homicide hounds running on Duracell. They
Look at those things, dude. Like, everyone... Here's the thing. Everyone always confuses them for, like, hyenas. Everyone always confuses them for, like... It's like, oh, look, pack of hyenas. And then, like, the African natives are like... It's like, no, those are African wild dogs. Like, those are literally, like the best predator in, like, the entire continent of Africa.
They don't get tired. They can easily run anything into exhaustion. But it's their teamwork that makes them OP. African dogs hunt in a relay form, with different dogs taking turns leading the chase. And once they make the kill, African wild dogs might be the only animals that let their pups eat first. Painted hounds are so down for each other that the hunt doesn't even happen unless the group votes on it. And they vote by sneezing. Get enough sneezes and the gazelle's fate gets sealed. Obviously, the lead dog's vote counts for the most, but enough underlings can decide the outcome if they stick together. Before they hunt, wild dogs have these ceremonies they do as a ritual that's pretty much a predatory pep rally. Carley. Their bond is so strong that there have been reports of rescued wild dogs getting so depressed from the separation from their pack.
I know they're scary, but they're also so cute.
Yeah.
They got big old mouse ears.
Yeah. Big old satellite dishes.
And if a pup ever goes missing, the pack will put everything to the side and spend days looking for it. The loyalty of the African
Kind of
wild
like
dog has
bears.
no
It's like, if not friend, then why friend shaped? You know?
equal. But it might have a close second. Those are the forgotten wild dogs of Asia. Both literally because they're related, but also because they too get carried by numbers. They usually hunt light work like deer, boars, and rodents.
I've been playing Far Cry 4, so there's doles in Far Cry 4 where it's set in Asia.
Down buffalo, gars, and there's even one case of D-holes apparently erasing a young elephant. The dog, no bigger than a border collie, has even shifted tigers and jumped leopards. You can't pull that off without some world-class communication, and communication is what doles do best. Yeah, they whistle. It helps them keep track of each other in the dense jungle, but also makes them sound like a black-owned smoke detector. Okay, it's 2024. Can we please let this joke die? They'll also pee while doing.
Is that a snake?
Yeah, it was. Also, the smoke detector thing. The one in our garage. Like, every time I go out there, I'm like, just like going out there, grabbing me a drink, la 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 la. Bing.
You know there's a way to fix that.
I know, replace the battery. But we just got a whole new batch of smoke detectors, and I'm gonna be looking at replacing them here soon. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Doing a handstand to mark their territory. That has nothing to do with anything. I just thought it was fun. That's
so cool.
North America and Europe both got wolves, and as you know, Asia gets the whistler. So what, did South America get left out? Of course not. This is a bush dog. Not the rarest, but definitely the most underrated. We don't know that much about them. We even
That
thought
does
they went
not look
extinct
like
for
a
minute.
dog.
They for real look more like a stubby Wolverine or a Latino
Yeah.
Tasmanian devil, but it's because they're perfect for their life in the
Latino
dense jungle near
Tasmanian devil.
water. And boy, do they love that water. They're the only wild dogs with webbed feet, and not only can they dive, they have no problems catching bodies in water. They'll even lure prey to water where another bush beast will be waiting. Speaking of prey, they'll usually violate rodents like agoutis or capybara, but they've
No, leave the cappies alone.
also been known to tap out 500 plus pound tapirs.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Now, if you've been paying attention, you might know the bush dog's closest relative. This is a short-eared dog, and it is not the closest relative. They're another dog we know almost nothing about. Almost everything we do know about him comes from a man accidentally buying one at a marketplace and ecologist Renata Lette Pittman getting a hold of him to study. What we do know is the females are way bigger than the males. They don't hit puberty until they're 3, which is pretty weird for a dog. And one of the reasons you've probably never seen one before is they spend most of their lives in armadillo burrows. But yeah, the closest relative of the bush dog isn't its short-eared understudy. It's, yep, this is the main wolf. Even though it's not a wolf or a fox, it's
Wow.
really just its own thing. Every group has that one
Slender
weird
dog.
member. For birds, it's owls. For big cats, it's for sure the non-roaring snow leopard. And for dogs, it's absolutely this slender puppy. Don't let the thigh boots fool you. A motivated Maine wolf can hit over 40 miles per hour. Between that and the fact that they literally have a black morph, best believe the Canine and Chanel boots has contributed more to cryptid culture than anyone realized.
Yeah.
If dude, imagine
If I saw that, like, I would just be like, that's the chupacabra. Holy crap.
El Chupanibre.
You might be
Shoot
wondering
thingy.
what they could
Get him.
possibly be running from. Probably the law. Maned wolf urine smells so much like Snoop Dogg salad, they've gotten zoos raided by police. If God created the world in 6 days, he started freestyling on a Sabbath and came out with this canine casserole. They're the only canines that are completely solitary. They're the only ones with a mane. They fiend so much for apples, it got named after them. And yeah, the ankle biters are still waiting to get their legs back. I mean, they even sound like an identity crisis. I wouldn't expect
Also, if I heard that, I would be like, that's the chupacabra.
That's Chupacabra. It's like sounded like a fucked up dog.
vertically gifted apple-eating Waluigi hyena to sound any different. But I never would have guessed it.
Waluigi hyena.
I like the old guy just sitting there like, the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Vertically gifted apple-eating
He's a,
Waluigi
Look
hyena
at
to
him
sound
just walking in here like he owns the place and lives here.
the old man's just like. Proceeds to pour it out.
sound any different. But I never would have guessed what they sounded like.
Oh, That's just freaking raccoons.
Like
Yeah.
a fucking clown horn.
Confused, it may be raccoon coded, but it's closer to a fox in face paint. The raccoon dog, also known as a tanuki, is proof that once again, same test, similar solution, homie, you know it's convergent evolution. They also inspired the Baka Tanuki, a supernatural creature in Japanese mythology known for shape-shifting.
And the very large test.
Other things I can't talk about in real life.
Yeah, it's a very, very like
Big old ball.
cartoonishly large balls. It's hilarious but terrifying.
It's funny to me. I can't remember what game it was, but I played a game. I think it was Neo.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, because I think I've talked about this in another video. Because like I played it for a good amount of time before I realized that what I was seeing was a tanuki literally carrying its giant ass balls over its head. And I was just like, Jesus Christ! When I realized what I was looking at, finally, I was like, that's disturbing.
When you showed me that, I was like, what's on his head? Oh, because immediately I realized it was that.
Yeah, I thought it was a hat.
Exactly. That's when you showed me that. I was like, what? What does he have? Oh,
I thought he had a really weird hat, and I was like, wait, why are there hairs sticking out of his hat? Oh no.
Raccoon dogs are the only canines that hibernate, which is fitting because they might have caused the entire planet to hibernate in 2020, allegedly. Also, Tom Nook. Tanuki.
yeah.
Tom Nook, the Tanuki.
Never realized
anyway,
that.
only 2 zoos in America.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be a lot of like friggin' Animal Crossing fans out there just be like, oh my god, I never noticed. Yeah, I know.
America have raccoon dogs, so if you want to see them IRL,
Look at that little guy.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pet it so bad.
So little.
but at least they're not endangered. Not like the last canine here. The Ethiopian wolf isn't just Africa's most limited carnivore, it's the rarest canine on Earth with less than 500 in stock.
Wow.
The thing with them is they're really good at living off the rodents living in the Afro Mountains. They've even learned to hunt near grass-eating geladas for better results. But Ethiopian wolves are also specialists, which means they can really only function in one place. So you're actually looking at the panda of dogs, except they're actually 3 times rarer, with habitat loss, getting smoked by farmers, and overgrazing from competing cattle not exactly helping them out. They're actually pretty cool if you get to watch a couple videos of them, but if we don't get our shit together soon, videos are gonna be all we have. And even though they're not technically hanging by a thread, wolves are still getting done dirty. They're still seen as pests in a lot of places and often murked on sight. Or you got wolf dogs bought to be a flex, only to be predictably thrown to the streets.
I hate that shit, dude. If you buy a pet, you take responsibility for it and you raise that pet.
It's a good thing we got places like the Howling Woods Farm in New Jersey. It's a sanctuary for wolf dogs that were abandoned only to be given a second chance at life. That absolute unit, his name's Orion. They all have different combinations of wolf with different personalities. Some are 30, 40% wolf, some are up to 95. As you can see, I don't discriminate.
Man.
Even Sirius the Tripod got a lot of love.
Hey.
But she's my favorite. I really feel like if we had more places like this, wolves would be so much better just off the PR. And it's not just wolves. Howling Woods has coyote dogs too, although you can't really go in with them. This isn't sponsored, by the way. They're not paying me or anything. I just really believe in what they're doing. And if you do too, the link to donate to their sanctuary will be in the description. I'll be personally pledging a decent amount. But that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water. Tell your father you appreciate him. Mom too. I ain't forget about y'all.
No.
Your
Make sure you
puppy.
spread the word, the wolf word, and I'ma see y'all in the next one.
That's super cool.
I want to go, man.
Yeah, I was gonna
want
say,
to
I
go
wanna
really
go.
bad.
The African Hello? 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 Hello?
Hey!
Hey,
Does it say that must be a dog? 'Cause I hear the knocking of tail.
Yeah. We hear that all the time with Asher.
Asher knocks on everything with his tail.
Yeah, it's literally a baton.
Can't even see you. That's okay. We use this for bloopers. Why are you always giving me your butt, dude?
That's awesome.
I know where that smells big. Yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Doggy ASMR.
You got your camera time?
Yep.
Good
Oh,
girl.
oh, that's so sweet. That's so cute, dude.
This camera's making me uncomfortable. I'm gonna move it. No.
that was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Casual Geography, leave a like on that. And the Howland Woods Animal Rescue. I want to take a trip up there. I want to take a trip up there just to see the wolves because
that would be cool.
I would love that, man.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the trains go up there.
All right.
Yeah, Trenton.
Yeah, there's Trenton.
You can, basically take it at least to Trenton. I don't know where exactly.
Well, I mean, it's in Jackson, New Jersey. So Trenton, New Jersey to Jackson, New Jersey. 35-minute drive. That's it.
So you could probably get an Uber from the Trenton station.
Yeah, either an Uber or do a rental. I mean, yeah, either way. There you go, everyone. That's the candid affairs of the Canine family. Everybody, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I guess until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.